Hey, what up anyone who's watching? This is View with Ice, the channel for anime and TV show related content. And while I haven't talked about TV shows in a long while, I have to at least mention the next one, which is a live action version of my favorite anime. Now, since I hate recording my own voice, I'll make this video short and just talk about a few ups and downs in this Netflix live action version of One Piece. Fun fact about this show, it was shot about 20 minutes from my house. Last year my friend told me I could go for a meet and greet at the movie studio, but since I was too proud at the time, I missed my chance of doing so. I don't know if the meet and greet was real or if she was just playing with me, but thanks to my pride, I might have missed a chance of a lifetime, but unfortunately, it is too late to be sorry now. When this show was first officially announced, I wanted to hear absolutely nothing about it because like most anime watchers, I am highly against live action versions, but as the multiple trailers came in, I just couldn't help but grow a little curious. However, at the same time, I was also scared that I was going to be in a Godfather-like situation after the first episode.
Look how they massacred my boy.
But when it came out, I decided I had absolutely nothing to lose, so I started watching it. Since One Piece is such a never-ending story, I expected them to leave a few things out. I just didn't expect them to change everything so drastically. Even though the show has been getting positive reviews, there are people who didn't like that they changed the story. But if I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't really mind that they took things in a slightly different direction. I think it makes for a slightly more surprising show for people who have already watched the anime or read the manga, and the core of everything still seems to be intact, so I don't really see the harm of somewhat altering the original, and the fact that Oda greenlit this gives me some confidence. Now, that was positive. The next one is gonna be slightly on the negative side. Sometimes the acting just didn't feel natural to me. It might have a completely different atmosphere in the Japanese dub, but I decided to watch it in English because I don't really like to watch dub versions of TV shows. A few of the character portrayals just didn't resonate with me on the level that I wanted, and keep in mind, I am not someone who has ridiculously high and over-the-top Karen-like expectations. It just felt a little cringe sometimes. I also know it's kind of hypocritical of me to call it cringe when my voiceovers on this channel is also cringe-worthy, but that's just how I felt with the show at certain times. However, there are three characters who I think feels the most natural in their portrayal. That is gonna be Buggy, Zeff, and Sanji. While I don't hate Luffy, Nami, Usopp or Zoro, I just felt that the clown and the two cooks were portrayed the best. I would also like to say that Sanji is officially my favorite in the live action, which is weird because in the anime I love Luffy, Zoro and Usopp slightly more than the Zeff, but that is all thanks to Taz Skylar who portrays Sanji. While it isn't perfect, I appreciate the effort that they put into the creation of this show. You can clearly see that they went some actual effort into the show, unlike some other live action adaptations that I had the displeasure of watching. However, even though they went a lot of effort into this, there are some questionable things that I noticed, and the most questionable thing of them all is the entire Ben Beckman situation. Out of all the actors that could have been chosen for this role, this is the guy that they chose to portray one of the most badass characters in the entire story. I mean, no disrespect for the actor, props to him for getting the role. He must have done something right in auditioning, but he is just not that guy. There are so many other actors that could have been used here and it would have been better. They could have even used me, and I'm like the lowest of low quality, and Ben Beckman would have gotten a slightly better reception from the fan base, and I'm not even white. But although that situation is terrible, I still have some hope. Since the Red Hair Pirates are a group that is rarely seen, Beckman could maybe be replaced by a different actor in the future. That is if One Piece doesn't get cancelled, or if they didn't change the plot so much that the Red Hair Pirates are constantly shown, then that's gonna be a big L. Now, one of the best things about One Piece, aside from the characters, the adventures and the comedy, is the fighting, and that is one of the biggest things that I was concerned about going into this show. But after the first episode, I was pleased with how things turned out. I think it is safe to say that the fight scenes are one of the high points of this entire series. Another one of my favorite things about the show is when someone with a bounty is being introduced. It isn't anything big or mind-blowing, but it just adds something a little different, and I think that's cool. Since One Piece features so many unique characters, I am very curious and a little scared at how other characters will look and be portrayed if the show gets extended. Like for example the giants at Little Garden or someone like Big Mom for example, but from what I have seen so far, majority wise, the character portrayals and looks are acceptable. Not everything is gonna be to my liking or the liking of the next person, but looking at the overall work that was put into this, I am pleased. If you come with that mindset of everything must be perfect, you will most likely not like this show. Would I call this the best live action that I've ever watched? I am not sure. Alita Battle Angel made a very big impression on me a few years ago. However, this is a big step in the right direction for live action as a whole. Even though we don't want our favorite animes to get live action adaptations, there is no stopping these people, so One Piece being this good could really be a great eye-opener for directors and producers. So if this is the route that they have chosen to go, and if they continue to go at this same level, I am happy to say that I won't mind a second season, or even a third season, or just go as far as they can with this amazing story. And for this live action adaptation of my favorite anime, I don't just give it a thumbs up, I give it a